Thank you, Mr. Burleson. And now we'll recognize Dr. Foxx from North Carolina for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank our witnesses today for being here, and especially for all the history lessons that we're getting today. I think it's wonderful that we can get a good perspective on what has happened in the past, so I thank you. Ms. Vargas, under federal law, every private sector employee has the right to choose whether or not to authorize automatic payroll deductions of union dues from their paycheck or become a union member. In your current position as a public defender, you're represented by the United Auto Workers. Could you discuss whether UAW officials who are supposed to represent your best interest respected your rights to make choices about automatic dues deductions and union membership?
I was ignored. So when I just was ignored. I was totally ignored by the officials of the UAW, and they did not explain anything to me. It was my insistence and having to go after them and constant emailing them was before I got a response. And even then, the onus is on the individual. They will not help you. They did not help.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Gary, according to your written testimony, when you worked as a nurse at Kent Hospital in Rhode Island, the hospital was unionized by the United Nurses and Allied Professionals. You did not vote for or support the union. However, under federal law, you're forced to be represented and work under a collective bargaining agreement negotiated by a union you did not support. Can you discuss whether you think it's fair that you were forced to associate with a union that you wanted nothing to do with?
No, I don't think it is fair that I was forced to participate and pay dues and fees in this union. As a matter of fact, not only was I forced to do so, but because I was outspoken as to my opinion regarding this union, I was punished. I was punished on the job. I was punished personally. I was followed home at night. I was threatened by union reps. I was told my car would be keyed. It was a nightmare for me. I hear a lot here about unions and the wonderful things they do, but I think a lot of this is a facade. I represent the reality of what really happens to people who want to exercise their First Amendment rights of freedom of speech and freedom of association. And that is how I feel. This is America. We should be allowed to choose. And if unions are that good, they will sell themselves.
Yeah, I think you're right. I agree with you completely. Mr. Mix, right-to-work detractors say the law is unfair to unions. They usually cite the, quote, free rider, end quote, argument that right-to-work laws allow workers to benefit from union representation without paying for it. And again, thank you for the little history lesson that you just gave. Can you respond to the free rider argument and discuss why unions jealously guard their monopoly status?
Yeah, that's right. And there's a couple of quotes that are pretty interesting. Bill Gould, who was the general counsel of the National Labor Relations Board in the Clinton administration, said that the law would allow for member-only bargaining, et cetera. Obviously, there's issues that need to be settled. But I think the most relevant quote was from Robert Reich, who was the Secretary of Labor at the time. He said, unions have to have a way to strap their members to the mast. And boy, if that's what the Secretary of Labor says about how union officials need to treat their members, they're worried about workers defecting from the union. And the only way they can guarantee they don't is to force them under these compulsory unionism regimes. And it just doesn't make any sense. If they really are doing great things, as Jeanette said, they will attract workers. I mean, build it and they will come. And we believe that. And I don't think there's anybody on the panel from that side or this side that would block an individual's right to join a union, associate with the union, again, give their entire paycheck to a union. But force and compulsion have no place in this, whether it be in this law or in state law.
Thank you very much, and I completely agree with you. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Foxx. And we're almost done. We will now recognize